Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here, and today we're going to help you install Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, this is a follow-up video to several other videos, so if you do not have Ubisoft Connect installed as a non-Steam game, if you have not already watched my Fixing Uno video, you'll probably want to watch that too. So here's what's going on. So the very first time you install and you run Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you're going to get an impossible to get around error message. So I'm leaving some of this stuff in so that folks who maybe find this without going over and looking at the other videos have some idea what's going on. So essentially what happens on these first runs are it installs requisites, DirectX, Visual C++, these runtimes, those runtimes, etc. So those runtimes just installed. Unfortunately, they installed into a Proton prefix that now contains this old version of Uplay. So yes, Uplay is installed, but this isn't what we need. We need Ubisoft Connect. And DirectX and everything else are installed next to this. Unfortunately, if you've installed Ubisoft Connect clean and have never installed a game in there, then it doesn't have DirectX or any of the other redistributables. So essentially what happens is all the stuff that you need to run Assassin's Creed Syndicate went into a dedicated folder for it instead of going into the Ubisoft Connect folder. If you'd successfully managed to get a Ubisoft game to install in the Ubisoft Connect folder, then it probably already had a lot of those runtimes. Okay, so here's the error message that you get. You go to offline mode thinking how clever you are that you just got around the error message, but we all know that that doesn't actually work. Now, I could sit here and sign in and show you it doesn't work, but I'm telling you it doesn't work. This version of Uplay doesn't work. That's why we have to redirect the call or the Steam launcher to point instead to an actual standalone version of Ubisoft Connect. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip on over and we're going to try changing to Proton Experimental. Ubisoft in general, Electronic Arts, a lot of these, Proton Experimental is a really good first thing to try. Now, I already know that Proton Experimental is not going to work in this case, but we're going to show you how to do it anyway, just in case. Now, if you were running a newer Assassin's Creed or a newer Ubisoft game, you would probably have to do this to get it to work. Unfortunately, this isn't a problem of Proton compatibility. This is a problem with an old-ass launcher, and so as such, even using Proton Experimental, you're going to see that it still peters out and doesn't work. Proton Experimental or not. Of course, it dies. Okay, so we know that Proton Experimental is not the solution. Okay, so now it's time to go to desktop mode. Now, if you don't already have Shortix installed, I highly recommend that you use Shortix to help you out finding your Proton prefixes and that sort of thing. I've got a whole nother video. Go process that and get Shortix installed. You'll thank me a lot later. Because what Shortix is going to do is create a folder that we can go into and see where all of our Proton prefixes are. So we're going to go into the Shortix folder. This is right off of home/deck. And there you go, Ubisoft Connect. There's the number. I don't have to try to figure out what compat data folder or the Proton prefixes we're looking for. It's right there. Ends with 701. Okay, great. So we know that that is where our Ubisoft Connect, our full-blown client, is installed. Now we're going to go to compat data and we're going to see if we can find out where Assassin's Creed's installed, right? 368500. I know that because it's in the Proton, it's in the Steam info database. All right, now what we need to do is we need to go in and go to properties of Assassin's Creed. And what we're going to do is reset the install scripts. This is probably why my Fixing Uno video didn't work for you. Because while a lot of people already have a Ubisoft Connect full-blown client, but they already had the redistributables, right? So what we're going to do is we're telling it right now, hey, verify the files. And what's going to happen is all of those install scripts are going to reset. Once they're reset, we can go ahead and quit. We don't have to sit here and verify all the files. You can quit Steam right off the bat. What this is going to do is say, hey, next time you run Assassin's Creed Syndicate, go ahead and install DirectX. Go ahead and install Visual C++. Go ahead and install all of those redistributables again. And this time it's going to work because the next time this thing runs, it's going to put all of those inside of the Ubisoft Connect client. Okay, so right now we're going to go ahead and copy that number, or you can write it down, whatever you want. Easier to just put it to the clipboard. Then we're going to delete that folder. We don't need it anymore. We're going to left drag over. Remember, this is our Ubisoft Connect folder, and we're going to make a symlink named the same folder as Assassin's Creed Syndicate was. So now, if I were to dig into that folder, you'll see, thank you very much for Shortix, it provided us a textual display to show that Ubisoft Connect is in there. Okay, so now we have a symbolic link that says anytime you try to call Assassin's Creed, you're actually calling the Ubisoft Connect client instead. All right, so now when we go ahead and play, all of those things that were missing probably from your Ubisoft Connect client are going to be installed. See? Check it out. You can see right now it says running install script, Microsoft DirectX. So now all of the requisites for this game are getting installed, not to the old Proton folder, not to the Proton folder that contains Uplay, but it's going into the Ubisoft Connect folder. So now, once we're all done here, you'll see, of course, if your Ubisoft is out of date like mine is, it's going to have to update. Not a big deal. Don't panic. That's okay. I left this in here just so that I could talk about it. It's okay if it has to update. It's not going to stop working. Now, remember, we set this to Proton Experimental earlier, and that's what Ubisoft Connect needs at the time of this video. Ubisoft Connect needs... Okay, here we go. So now it says, hey, we're going to go ahead and bind that Steam game to your account. This is another piece of the equation that probably didn't happen the last time you tried. Okay, so now it's bound. It's going to run Ubisoft, and look at that. The game is running. We'll show you just a couple of more areas here just to show you that it is indeed running. This is in desktop mode. I know we don't want to play it in here because it's all on a little tiny screen, but whatever. But you can see it does indeed work. So let's go ahead and go back to gaming mode and try it again. I'm clipping out a whole bunch of this just to keep the video down in size. Now we're going to go ahead and play it from gaming mode. Notice how there's no distributables installed or anything. It's just going to run Ubisoft. Look at that. Bing, bang, boom, you're back at the mall. Everything is working exactly the way you would want it. So we'll sit here and let it run for just a minute so you can actually see that it gets through. It gets to the title screen. I'm not going to sit and play this whole game, but here's enough information just for you to see that it's actually loading. I hope this helped you out. Listen, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know what to do. Help me make this channel grow. I'm obviously helping you out. Help me out, help the channel grow, and we'll have more videos just like this one. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.